God is robbed of the glory of meeting the needs of people when they have a genuine need. Ask these pastors to help you feed your house when you're short on money and you can't make your bills. Look at their face when you ask them. That'll tell you everything you need to know. They care more about building these big monstrous churches, these big, huge monstrosities of buildings that God doesn't care anything about. But that's their retirement plan. You pay that off for them. And when they want to retire, they sell the church building and they have all the proceeds to live off of. And the whole time, they didn't have to pay taxes. I believe that every church should be taxed. It's a business. I have businesses and I have to pay taxes. Hello. Oh, I don't like what you just said. I'm a pastor. I don't care. I don't like what you do. It ain't biblical. You better get right because you're the one robbing God. That's what Malachi's talking about. You're robbing God because people are coming to you and you're lying and telling them, unless you give 10% of your gross income to me, what are you doing with that money? Well, you don't understand. I pay for this and I pay for that. No. What are you doing with that money? You're buying stuff. And that stuff is the same thing that God told that rich young ruler to get rid of and sell it and give it to the poor. And what that young rich ruler do? He walked away sad. And Jesus said to everybody else watching, see that? It's real, real hard for a rich person to get into heaven because of that mindset right there. Because they care about theirs, and theirs is yours in their eyes. Now, I'm not saying, I know some of you are like, well, Michael's telling me I should stop going to church. I didn't say that. I did not say that. I'm just saying, consider who you're giving to, and under what pretense are you giving it? When I gave it cheerfully. But I can't give cheerfully when I realize it's not biblical. Did I stop giving? No. I just changed where I was giving. I find people that I can see in front of me, there's lack. They're not asking me because they don't look at me and see, oh, wow, he's got millions of dollars. Let me go take advantage of him and ask him. Let me trick him. Let me put a homeless sign in front of me and he'll give me all the money. No. I can see they have a need. I can see it. And without being prompted or asked, I help them. Go through a grocery store. Go there for the express purpose, not for you to bring home anything, but to go there and find someone and read their face. Look around. They have the smallest cart. They don't have the big cart. They have the smallest cart. They have the smallest thing of milk, the smallest carton of eggs, but they have a wedding ring on. They're not by themselves. They have one thing of ground beef, 2 cans of vegetables, maybe a loaf of bread, and the smallest condiment of mayonnaise, ketchup, or whatever. What are they doing? They're feeding themselves on what they have left after everything that they got coming in. And you know it by how they look on their face. They're not walking around head up, smiling, how you doing? Greeting everybody. Their heads down. Their face full of sorrow. They're broke. And then what I do is I walk up behind them when they're in the checkout line. And I motion to the person working the cashier. And I tell them, pointing to myself, I'm paying. They bring it all up. And I step right in front of them rudely. And I put my credit card in there. Put in my Super Saver phone number. That way I get the discounts. And then they look at me like I'm crazy. Some of them cuss at me and say, what the hell you think you're doing? And I say, it's paid for. Have a good day. And I go walk back into the grocery store and I find somebody else to do it too. And sometimes they grab a hold of me and they squeeze the life out of me because they're like, you're a godsend, because I don't have the money to do this. And you just did something that I know I got something from God. And that makes me go back in and find more people to do it. That's tithing. That's giving cheerfully. That's what God honors. God loves that. And I'm telling you, not because I want glory and fame and accolades for it. I'm telling you to inspire you to do that. Listening to me and learning how to make money and spending it on stupid shit for yourself is the worst thing you can do with the gift. That's the worst thing. That's wasting it. That's wasting it. Imagine how many people's lives you could change just by saying, I don't need to buy that car. I don't need to go on social media and get people to, fluff me up because I bought this overpriced junk. I want to go out there and I want to say, here, I don't know who you are. I clearly see you have a need. I don't want anything from you except for the opportunity to do what I feel like I need to do. And have a great day and be blessed. You have no idea what that feels like. I promise you, all the sports cars and all the fun little toys you can buy, that stuff wears off the next day. It's gone. Once all your friends and the people that know you, once they see you have it, that wad is now shot. It's done. You got the best out of all that's ever going to come from that. Because they don't care that you really have it anymore. In fact, they're looking at you thinking, what a jerk. He probably thinks I'm supposed to love him because he has that car. You're stupid. You spent all that money. I would have done this, that, and the other thing. So they're not looking at you like you want them to look at you. But meet somebody's needs and let it be a stranger that didn't even have to ask you for it. And look at their face and listen to their voice shake when they tell you, thank you so much. That's stuff you carry for your whole life. You're going to forget all the, oh, wow, what a nice car. I wish I could have that. I want to be like you. Look at what you're wearing. That shit is fleeting. I remember every one of these individuals' faces because I know at that moment I was being used. I was implementing a principle that God has laid in the hearts of believers, but many of them don't act on it. And I promise you, if you live your life like that and you do things like that, God will never allow you to run short on the supply because he's getting the glory for it. He's getting it, not you, not me. He is. And man, that is such a reward. It is a reward. There's no ego there. It's about me. There's no selfishness, but you taste real love. You taste appreciation. You feel generosity in its purest form. And then you watch this person weep, and the cashier, they're weeping, and then you can't take it anymore, and then you're weeping. And you feel good. It feels so good. And it's infectious. It makes you want to do more of it. And the next time you see that cashier, they start smiling. You know right away what they remember. And you just sit and wait because they're going to say it. It was awesome watching you do that. And I did the same thing right after that. The next weekend when I got paid, I found somebody that did the same thing. It felt amazing. How about that? How about that? That's church. That's living Christian life. That's giving. That's the real tithe. But you'll never see that taught because it doesn't allow them to live a lifestyle that was never promised them as a pastor.